Hi, we're here at Alpaca Evoulution today, and we're going to be meeting some of their wonderful alpacas and seeing how to take care of them and learning a bit more about this amazing creature. So here we have an alpaca being sheared today. They take the middle part off, which goes into being made into jumpers and scarves, and the rest of the fleece will go into things like duvets and pillows. As you can see, it's more than a one-man job, but they're very experienced and the alpaca is in no discomfort. After it's been done, each animal has it's a unique number which is on their ear tag, and each fleece gets put into a system so that it gets weighed and graded. Knowing what stock they've come from can help with their breeding programme to provide the best fleeces in the future. Some of these fleeces will also get shown against other fleeces, and that's a good way of grading their quality and their breeding programme. And here they come. There's quite a few here, as you can see, all happily cooler now with no fleece on and ready to go into their field for some breakfast. And extremely well behaved as well. Alpaca Evoulution actually have over 900 alpacas and really are experts in their field. So we're going to go over to Nick now, who's one of the owners, and ask him a few questions.
So what kind of appealed to you about alpacas?
I needed a job. So I was working in London and for an overseas company managing property around the country, and I hated being based in London. So having come from relatively recent to that a farming background, what I call proper farming, my wife actually applied for a job managing a large herd of alpacas, the first import into the UK, and I got the job, and from there the bug bit me, so to speak, and I've been doing it 20 years now.
And what inspires you about alpacas? What kind of future do you see for the
Well, I think 20 years ago, I mean, the interview I had, I drove away from it and thought I'd messed it up because I was actually quite rude about them. But I think then I saw something that could be very real for the countryside in Britain. I like to think that there's a new industry here, a new industry based on livestock and with animals that actually fit very well into the countryside. They're low maintenance, and I really did think, and still do, that there's a huge future for the fibre that we're producing.
And how do you think your business supports UK farming in general?
Well, I think it fits the bill for the buzzword that's been a buzzword for about probably 20 years, which is to diversify, to find new avenues. I think where it fits in with countryside management. They are low impact in terms of environmental impact, and really I just think they're another avenue. They can fit in with the sheep farmers, where they can be very effective flock guards. They fit in with some of the bigger free range poultry units now, because they are working really, really well. I mean, we recently sold alpacas to Copas turkeys, and we sold more because they really do work. It does a job. So they're not only an industry in themselves in terms of the fibre production, in terms of bloodstock production, but they've got all sorts of fringe benefits. So you know, they can mix into a lot of enterprises.
And what would you give advice-wise for somebody who wanted to start out in, with a couple of alpacas of their own?
Well, it depends whether they want to breed or whether they just want some pets. If they want some pets, there's not really anything to say other than, I think, firstly, buy what you like the look of. That's not a bad place to start. but I'd still say buy from somewhere that is going to give you some support as you work out exactly what they are, because a lot of people buying pets just buy that it's the first time they've had larger animals, and some people it's the first time they've had any animals. If you're buying breeding stock, I would say probably buy from somewhere that's going to give you really, really good support, because our ethos really is that we reckon we're going to have to hold people's hands if they're breeding for probably the first 5 years of their ownership, and that's hugely important, because otherwise, like any breeding animal, it can have its stressful moments, and that I think that's buy where there's good support and do your research properly is probably the key message.
Okay, and lastly, if people see this video and know who you are already, where can we find you and your alpacas?
Well, we have our own website, and then you will find us on Farmpress, which is www.farmpress.co.uk.
Thank you, Nick.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your time. Thank you to your alpacas.
That's good fun.
Well, that's all for today, and so it's goodbye from Alpaca Evoulution, all the alpacas and myself, and I'll hope to see you soon for our next YouTube video.